Chapter 6, Blueprint Summary. So to summarize the Blueprint personality types, if you're working with them as a customer or potentially as a new prospect to joining your business as a distributor, remember that these people are going to come across as very formal people. You want to make sure that you have a very professional approach. That's the biggest advice that I can give you, is to be professional with these people. Act like a business person, even if you're their friend or family member, because they will respect you. Remember, these people are very formal, fairly rigid type of people. They don't like uncertainty. They don't like unpredictability. They don't like a big risk to get involved. They're not the type that's going to go quit their job tomorrow to join your income opportunity and make millions of dollars. They're very reasonable, very practical people. Now, I'll share with you some funny stories. As we do a lot of bank trainings and live events, we get to meet all the 4 personality types, and it really is hilarious to come through some of our live training, because you will see a lot of funny behaviors that each of these personality types demonstrate. And some of the things that really stand out in my mind from a lot of the live events that we have done with our clients is, for example, I met a B in one of our training programs who, we talk about their car, for example. Their car is always very efficient. It's very clean. It's very organized. And this one woman in particular, she went on to explain just how B she really is. Her closets are completely organized, color-coded. Matter of fact, she has Tupperware containers from the Container Store for every shoe and pair of shoes that she owns. And she even hired an assistant to come in and label each of the shoes, took a picture of each of the shoes, put it on the outside of the Tupperware bin so that the shoes would now be inventoried and categorized in her closet. Okay, that's an example of an extreme B, but it goes to show you just how important this type of organization is. Another story, there was a woman who in her car is not only organized and has all of the safety features in case of an accident or pull off on the side of the road, etc., blankets, emergency flares, things like that. But in addition to that, she had nicely folded $1 bills stored in her glove compartment so that when she encountered someone begging for money on the side of the road, she always had money to give them exactly in the same spot, and she would pull out a folded out $1 bill and hand it to the person asking for money. Again, this just goes to show you just how systematized the Blueprint personality is. Now, final word of advice to the Blueprints. If you are the Blueprint personality and you can find some humor in your rigidity, right? The key is to remember that the other 3 personality types are not as formal, and therefore the best advice that I can give you is to relax, to not be so rigid and stiff around other people, especially the A's and the N's, okay? The A-type personality is going to be all over the place, slightly hyper, ADD, and the N personality type is going to want a lot of touch, a lot of love, a lot of reassurance. The K personality type is not going to be extremely overly interactive in that regard. They're probably going to be the most like the B's in their formality because they're intellectually driven and stimulated. So that's just some words of advice. The concept to really mastering the bank personality sales training system is to adapt yourself to what your client is. You want to mirror their energy. If they're pumped up, you want to be pumped up. If they're conservative, you want to be conservative. And that's an example of being able to speak the same language to them, regardless of whatever your dominant personality type is. Get into the hearts and the minds of your client, and you will absolutely master the bank personality sales training system. Once you have mastery and you crack that personality code, you can take it to the bank.